before we deal with the ATSIE matter, I think it's just good and important to deal with His Majesty's true seal and the importance of the seal, even before we deal with the ATSIE matter. Because just to sum it up briefly, we as faithful Rastafari, as Rastafaris that are faithful to the witness of His Majesty, it's just logical that we should not use Haile or ATSIE with the name of His Imperial Majesty, because that name does not occur in the seal of His Imperial Majesty, nor in the established historical, biblical, and prophetic record. Now, certain careless Ethiopians have started to use Haile or ATSIE in His Majesty's name in their printing of His Imperial Majesty's name, so forth and so on, but that's not the correct. So we kind of touched on that already, but I'm just building up to teach on the seal of His Imperial Majesty, and then we'll touch on why we shouldn't use Haile and ATSIE to go into the details of that, so that we can be faithful and true witnesses to the name and the seal and the title of the King of Kings. So we're going to touch on the name, the seal, and the title of the King of Kings. We're going to begin with the seal of His Imperial Majesty, the seal of Christ in His kingly character, and the seal of God's elect, because this seal is spoken of in the scriptures and throughout the scriptures, but especially in the vision. The Rai is concerning the vision of His Imperial Majesty, so we won't be like those who err in vision and therefore have introduced or inserted the name or the title Haile or ATSIE before Haile Selassie. So we don't say Kedamawi ATSIE Haile Selassie. We say Kedamawi Haile Selassie as faithful witnesses to the seal of God, to the seal of God's elect, to the seal of King of Kings, to the seal of Christ in His kingly character. So that's what we're going to briefly touch on, the seal of His Imperial Majesty. Because, sometimes when you speak to brothers and sisters and, they hail you up in His Majesty's name, sometimes there's a long rambling, list of some of the titles of the King of Kings, and then some other titles that are maybe biblical, prophetic, but not the literal titles of the King of Kings, not the witness. So if we're going to be a witness to the King of Kings, we should be faithful and true witnesses, because the scriptures warn us and caution us about bearing false witness against our neighbor, bearing false witness, you understand, against our brother. So we shouldn't be a false witness. That's a violation of the commandment, as well as not in good standing in the covenant. So let's touch on the seal of the King of Kings, the seal of His Imperial Majesty. First of all, we need to learn about the issue